So the first week in the Philippines was kind of crazy, actually. The Philippines itself is just a crazy place. It's a lot different than, it's a fun place. It's an amazing place, but it's a lot different from Utah. It's a big, different culture, different place, different everything. It's a new experience. My first week was crazy. I remember I think my third day in the mission, there was an earthquake, which I was like, is this going to be happening all the time? Kind of scared. And it didn't happen all the time, thankfully, but it's like, where am I? And we didn't actually have a house in my first area. We were opening up a new area. We didn't have a house yet, so we were sleeping at a different place far away, had to travel all the time. When we actually got a house, we didn't have beds. I remember, I think it was might have been at the end of the first week, we finally found the house. We had beds, and that night there was a big storm, and our basement where our beds were flooded. So we woke up and we were on wet mattresses, just soaking wet. And that was terrible. We went through the day, and then I remember talking to some of the people outside, or my companion talked to some of the people outside. I didn't understand anything that was happening. And it wasn't the rainwater, it was a sewage leak that had caused all the water to come into our apartment. So we had been sleeping on these sewage-drenched mattresses, and that was the day, a day or two after the earthquake, and I was just like, what is happening? It was an adventure, but it got better, of course, and they were fun. They were fun experiences, but it was definitely, I felt like I got into the Philippines, So yeah, it was crazy going in there, and then, you have no idea what's happening for the first couple weeks, but you quickly learn to love it. The Philippines, there's a lot of people, and it's a lot of small islands, not that much land area, but there are lots of people. So that's one of the first things I noticed was just movement. You come out of the airport and there's people everywhere crossing the street, walking, and a lot of people. With that, it's also beautiful. Especially as you get out into some of the more rural areas. And the mission I serve, Cebu, you have a mix of both. Cebu is a pretty big city, a lot of buildings, a lot of, concrete jungle type stuff. But then you get out and it's, forest, it's green, it's the ocean, things like that. So it's a beautiful place with a lot of people and a lot of movement and just a lot of things going on. It's kind of hard to take it all in at first. It's like, whew, so much happening right now. So that's kind of just what I remember, is just wondering, wow, what is happening? You see all the street foods, all the street vendors, everyone yelling, shouting, the smells, the sights, the sounds, and it's kind of overwhelming, but it's fun.